Horrible Harry and the Mud Gremlins by Suzy Kline. Harry the Fibber. I always knew my best friend Harry was a fibber. The good thing was he never fibbed to me, or Song Lee, or our third-grade teacher, Miss Mackle. He just fibbed to one person. Sydney Law Fleur. There's no doubt about it, Sid bugs Harry. One day, Sid sneaked one of Harry's homemade brownies and then had the nerve to ask about the crunchy part. Well, Harry got revenge by telling Sid a fib. He said the crunchy part was a special ingredient he had added. Cockroaches. Boy, did Sid flip out. He didn't know it was just chopped almonds. I thought it was funny. Besides, Sid had it coming. He can be annoying. He also has this bad habit of calling Harry a canary. Once Sid put canary stickers on Harry's chair, Harry's lunchbox, and then Harry's new library book about dinosaurs. Harry got so mad he planned a triple revenge. Another fib. It happened after school. Harry told Sid he wanted to shake his hand to thank him for all the canary stickers. When Sid asked why the handshake felt so slimy, Harry told him it was a slug. Sid screamed all the way home. Harry told me later it was just leftover banana from lunch. Harry's fibs never bothered me before. Usually, they made me laugh. But there was one fib, the one I'm going to tell you about, that really bothered me. It gave me goose pimples and made me sweat. Harry's mud gremlin fib. The really horrible part was that Harry got all of us, Mary, Ida, Dexter, Sydney, me, and even Song Lee, to go along with it. It all began one Monday morning in November when Harry wore a necklace to school. Harry's necklace. Hey, Doug, Sydney whispered when he walked into room 3B, what's Harry wearing around his neck? It looks like a necklace, I said, hanging up my jacket. A necklace? Sid giggled. After he put his lunchbox on the rack, we walked over to the science corner. Harry was standing on our new round yellow moon rug, checking the mold we were growing. Everyone in room 3B had taped a baggie to the wall with one slice of bread in it. We had started the experiment 10 days ago. Look at the cool green mold, Harry exclaimed. Sid was unimpressed. He wanted to talk about Harry's jewelry. Hey Harry, don't you know that girls wear necklaces? Not boys. Just as Harry put a fist up, Mary appeared. I can't believe you said that, Sydney Law Fleur. Don't you know boys have been wearing necklaces for years? Men too. Didn't you watch the World Series? Half of the baseball players had necklaces on. And what about Michael Jordan? He wears a gold earring. Sid took a step back, turned, and walked over to the art supply table. Mary moved closer to Harry and examined his necklace. Interesting, she mumbled. It's hexagonal. 6 sides. Is that a cover over it? Yup, Harry replied. Now Song Lee, Dexter, and Ida joined us. What's underneath the cover? Ida asked. A locket? Song Lee guessed. Nope, Harry answered. I'll show you. Very slowly, Harry slid the cover to one side. My grandma got this for me at the museum shop on Sunday. It's a microscope. See the glass lens? You can look through it. Mary picked up the end of Harry's silvery chain and looked through the dangling lens. Wow. I can see the lines on my own finger. Sure you can, Harry said. This baby magnifies things 10 times. When Song Lee took a turn, she used the lens to look at Harry's face. I can see the black hairs in your nose. Harry raised one eyebrow. Want to see green hairs? Just look at the bread mold we're growing. Song Lee looked through the hexagonal magnifying glass into the closest plastic baggie. Oh, neato! It looks like green fuzz growing out of craters. Yeah, Harry agreed. But it's not as cool as what I saw this morning on the way to school. What did you see? Mary demanded. You mean, what did I discover? Harry corrected. I discovered a kingdom of mushrooms. A kingdom of mushrooms? We replied. Hey, what's up? Sid interrupted. He had returned to the science corner wearing a yellow yarn necklace. 3 paper clips were hanging from it like silver jewels. No one made a comment. We were too interested in Harry's discovery. Harry lowered his voice. Just wait till recess. I'll show you some wicked-looking fungi. And you can look at it with my new magnifying necklace. What's fungi? Sid blurted out. Fungi, Harry corrected. Don't you pay attention in science? Mushrooms are a part of the fungus kingdom, like the bread mold we're growing. My grandma told me we use fungi to make detergent, penicillin for antibiotics, blue cheese, and... Harry flashed his white teeth. Salami. Woof. Sid gasped, clutching his throat. Mom made me a salami sandwich today. I'm eating fungi for lunch. We're all eating it for lunch, Sid, Harry replied. Yeast is a fungus that's inside bread. But when it's between our toes, it's called athlete's foot. You gotta be tough, Sid. Sydney's face turned as green as the mold in our experiment. Harry patted him on the back. Today's your lucky day, Sid. You get to eat a double fungus sandwich. Salami and bread. Song Lee giggled. Can you show us the kingdom of mushrooms at recess? At recess, Harry said, holding up a finger. But first, anyone who wants to see it has to promise not to tell where it is. It's a secret place. Everyone watched Harry make a small circle with his index finger and thumb. Put your fingers in here. One by one we put our index fingers inside. It was a tight fit. Now repeat after me, Harry said, lowering his voice and squeezing our fingers. We huddled together on the moon rug and listened. I promise. Harry began. I promise. We repeated. To follow Harry to the kingdom of mushrooms. To follow Harry to the kingdom of mushrooms, we answered. And never tell anyone where we go. And never tell anyone where we go, we repeated. Good, Harry said, breaking up our circle of fingers. At recess, you're going to have the mushroom treat of a lifetime. Then he tucked his microscope necklace inside his sweater and gave us a toothy smile. The writing wall. It was a bummer being stuck in class all morning. We had to wait 3 hours until lunch recess. All we really wanted to do was visit the kingdom of mushrooms. Miss Mackle noticed our long faces and frowns. She immediately wrote writing workshop on the blackboard, then turned around with a big smile. Sometimes, when we're having a bad day, it's the best day to write. Harry and I exchanged a look. Mary rolled her eyes. I want you to write about something that bugs you, and then illustrate it. I'll display your stories and pictures up on a writing wall out in the hall. Can I make bugs for the wall? Harry asked. Sure. That sounds like fun, Miss Mackle replied. Just as soon as you finish your story. Harry's face got longer. He wanted to make bugs first. I know what I'm writing about. My brother. Ida groaned. He really bugs me. Miss Mackle smiled. No names, please. But you can write about what a person does that bugs you, like teasing or yelling or dash. Smoking, Dexter interrupted. I hate smoke. I'm writing about lice, Sydney yelled. I got them last year. That really bugged me. What good ideas, the teacher exclaimed. Anybody else? Song Lee raised her hand. I remember. Once my family got dressed up and went to a nice restaurant. There was sticky gum under the table. I hated that. Miss Mackle put her hand over her heart. I've got the worst one, Harry bragged. Tick bites. My grandma found one on her back last summer after we came back from a hike. That hairy bugger was half in and half out of her skin. As soon as I finish writing about it, I'll make ticks and lice for the writing wall. While everyone cringed, Ida raised her hand. I've got another one now. Black ice. My mom and I nearly got in an accident last winter. Our car swerved all over the road. Miss Mackle gasped. Oh no! Let's begin writing now. Mary scowled. She couldn't think of anything. I couldn't either. Then Mary started tapping her pencil. That's it, I thought. Tapping bugged me. Finger tapping, pencil tapping, foot tapping. I got busy writing. 30 minutes later, we shared our stories. One by one we used Miss Mackle's microphone in the front of the room. Even the teacher read her story aloud. She hated long meetings. Mary was the only one who didn't share. I have writer's block, she complained. All the things I hate have been taken. I don't want to write on the same thing that someone else did. I want to hate something different. Miss Mackle smiled. Maybe something will come to you later in the day. I'll call on you then. Everyone who finished their writing got to look at the green bread mold under the microscopes. Song Lee and I even made slides of the green fuzz. Finally, at 12 o'clock, the bell rang. We all hurried to the cafeteria and gobbled down our lunches. Sydney traded his salami sandwich for Harry's. Peanut butter and jelly. Sid said he wanted to eat just a single fungus sandwich.